In the tangled world of sitcom spin-offs, few have managed to thread the emotional needle between comedy, character development, and continuity quite like young Sheldon. And with Georgie and Mandy's first marriage taking its first steps as a spin-off, there's already buzz and concern over how it handles one crucial element from its predecessor. As season 1 ends, fans are left with a burning question. Why hasn't season 2 addressed the one big young Sheldon change we were all expecting? Let's rewind. The unexpected evolution of Georgie Cooper. Georgie Cooper Jr. started out in young Sheldon as the lovable but dim-witted older brother, the kind of southern teen who'd rather fix a car than open a textbook. At first, he was comic relief, a foil to Sheldon's pretentious genius. But as the seasons passed, Georgie matured in ways we didn't anticipate. His unexpected responsibility when Mandy came into the picture, and their journey into young parenthood, made him one of the most compelling characters in the show. This pivot laid the foundation for the new series Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, which follows the couple navigating the challenges of early marriage, financial instability, and raising a baby in Texas. The first season gave us warmth, humor, and a surprisingly grounded portrayal of young love, all without losing the Cooper family's charm. But despite the strong emotional storytelling, there's something missing, something major. The elephant in the room. Sheldon's perspective throughout young Sheldon, the narrator, adult Sheldon Cooper, foreshadowed many key life events. One particularly heartbreaking moment was the discussion of his father George Sr.'s death, a tragedy that redefined the family dynamic and Sheldon's worldview. But another recurring theme has been how disconnected Sheldon felt from Georgie. In The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon often refers to his brother as a simpleton, someone he rarely spoke to. And yet, young Sheldon has painted a different picture, one of a brother who, despite their differences, deeply cared for him and played a major role in his life. This discrepancy is a narrative chasm waiting to be crossed. Fans expected Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 1 to begin correcting this, to build a bridge toward the colder, distant relationship between Sheldon and Georgie in adulthood. And yet, the show avoided the issue altogether, focusing instead on the new family unit. While that was heartwarming, and let's be honest, adorable, it also feels like a missed opportunity. Season 2 must address the growing emotional distance between the Cooper brothers, not just as a nod to continuity but as a rich source of character development. Mandy's role in the bigger picture. Mandy McAllister is more than just Georgie's partner. She's become one of the series' emotional anchors, sharp, independent, and refreshingly honest. Her presence balances Georgie's impetuous nature, making their dynamic both believable and endearing. However, what's been underutilized is Mandy as a narrative bridge between Georgie and the rest of the Cooper family, especially Sheldon. She sees through Sheldon's pretensions and could be instrumental in highlighting the emotional gap forming between the two brothers. Imagine a scene in Season 2 where Mandy confronts Georgie about his fading connection with Sheldon, reminding him, and us, that family isn't just about shared DNA, it's about showing up. That moment could be the spark that begins the slow divergence we know must happen, and Mandy, being both compassionate and brutally honest, is the perfect character to deliver it. The young Sheldon legacy. What needs to carry over? Let's not forget, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage is still part of the young Sheldon universe, and while it should establish its own tone, it must also honor the legacy that built it. That includes the thematic weight young Sheldon carried in later seasons: grief, emotional distance, personal ambition, and the price of growing up. Season 2 is overdue in acknowledging these deeper themes. It's time for Georgie to confront the looming responsibilities of adulthood, not just as a husband and father, but as a brother, son, and man grappling with the knowledge that his father's health is fading. That knowledge, carried silently in young Sheldon, must begin to seep into the new series. This tonal shift wouldn't mean sacrificing humor. In fact, it could elevate the comedy by grounding it in emotional truth, a lesson The Big Bang Theory itself learned in later seasons. A glimpse into the future. Seeds of separation for longtime fans. Continuity matters. We know that Sheldon eventually becomes estranged from his family, save for rare interactions. That's not something to dread, it's a storytelling gift. Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage can use this as its North Star, slowly and delicately steering the characters toward a bittersweet future. One possible way to handle this: flash forwards. A few minutes per episode showing snippets of future Georgie, older, more distant, reflecting on what went wrong. These vignettes could contrast with his current optimism and slowly shade in the tragic complexity of his life. It's a storytelling technique that would echo How I Met Your Mother but with more emotional weight. Season 2 is the right time to introduce this. The real stakes, why it matters. In a television landscape saturated with reboots and spin-offs, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has a rare opportunity. It's not just telling a story about young love. It's exploring the moment before a family fractures, the quiet ticking of a clock we know will soon stop. If done right, it could deepen our understanding of not just Georgie, but Sheldon, too. More importantly, it would validate the emotional intelligence of fans who followed this universe for over a decade. The viewers who remember Sheldon's cold descriptions of his brother in The Big Bang Theory, and now want to know why. Conclusion. The Clock is Ticking Season 2 is more than just a chance to continue a story. It's an overdue course correction, a narrative necessity. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage must begin bridging the emotional gap that young Sheldon left unfinished. It must prepare us for the heartbreaks to come, the silences that grow louder than words, and the moments of warmth that make them all the more tragic. Because love stories aren't just about how they begin, they're about how they change, endure, or fall apart. And if this show is bold enough to tell that story, it could be the most meaningful chapter in the Cooper family saga yet. Let me know if you'd like a condensed version or if you want it adapted for a script, article, or social media post.